Nchibia and a honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, a minister for foreign affairs, or did you may be strong? Aka waseka Ghana for both a NPP and DC Mumpenifuni na OBBI den a bona basso now so na curious no not just a NPP for us issue or more condemn no say I didn't walk away and didn't walk away and dear sama and say a year America for can say see air restrictions on to Ghana for some more be a ember na say we Ghana ni na so free Ghana ba ho kwan abafa so kra nya visa dia ba ho no o meme mo den kakra a chese na nya asenketo a Okudzeto Ablakwa timi ewurem ko negotiate ya kama ko ya ase no na chese o magum a chese registration no o maye free Ghana for so ko ya ase no NPP mumpenifo bi kra ye MPs Reverend Ntim Fojo ene sam NPP mumpenifo bi accuse ne say ankrofo ke be deport o mo na woni o mo akohyehyɛ ho dia exchange sane man na say policy net say den kwa na watimi ne America for aka o watimi yi registration every o condemn keka niam bebre guma Ghana for asunwo mu yi ene Okudzeto Ablakwa ba bonte na nsama waka no tin say na dwuma bi na wa shedi o mu yi ba nkonenkoti ne nsa ne mu chechi mu yi
about visa waivers as well. Martin Pebble says a visa waiver to the United States will be a good one. But
and he'll be president straight away if he can do it. Sure.
So if Okudzeto Ablakwa is able to get an agreement with the United States to waive off visas for Ghanaians, you just have to buy a ticket and go.
Yes, and he should be president automatically because he will have changed the economy straight away overnight.
I just hope that everybody won't leave.
Half will leave, the rest of us will stay. But the unemployed ones have to go. They have to go and get jobs there. Then we will stay. So automatically change the economy.
Not too long ago, the United States imposed visa restrictions on Ghanaians, essentially the Republic of Ghana, sometime in July. Just refresh our minds. What were the reasons why these restrictions were imposed? Before we get into now that we are eligible for this 5-year multiple visas after the decision to reverse or revoke the restrictions.
So first of all, it is important to recall that this was not a U.S. decision targeting only Ghana.
Okay.
We were in a group of 36 countries. Before this 36, President Trump had outrightly banned 12 countries. It was one of his first executive orders that he signed. He did a similar thing in his first term, you will recall. So in his second term, he banned 12 countries outrightly. You know, the likes of Iran, Libya, citizens of Cuba, Afghanistan, total ban. Then for 36 countries, including Ghana, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Cameroon, and others, the decision by the Trump administration was harsh visa restrictions. And it is important for us to acknowledge that as we speak, Ghana is the only country out of the 36 countries with these latest round of visa restrictions imposed in July this year, which has a reprieve and a reversal. Ghana is the only country.
The only
country out of the 36. So this is such a major development, and it speaks to the Mahama administration's ability to negotiate. It shows the weight of our foreign relations, the capacity that we have, and the cordial relations that we enjoy with our partners in the United States of America. And I think that point should not be lost on us at all. It's not as though this is a mass reversal, that all of the countries in that 36 category have had a reversal. Only Ghana. Ghana becomes the only country so far out of the 36.
So what led to this decision for these visa restrictions to be reversed?
Great question. So the United States of America says and it comes back to your earlier question, that in the case of Ghana, they have had to impose the restrictions because of visa overstays. And they cite two main categories. They say that the worst offenders were those who travel to the United States on student visas to study in that country, and that after their studies, they do not return. They stay, and President Trump imposed a 15% threshold. So they did the analysis. Any country that exceeds 15%, that over the last 10 years, if you are below 15% of your students who entered the United States to study and overstayed, did not return, if you exceed 15%, you will be eligible for this sanction, for this restriction. In the case of Ghana, when they did the analysis and they showed me the data, we had exceeded the 15% to 21%, and they have the names. They know the students. They know where they are. They have the data. Then there was a second category of those who travel on government delegations, and the full government delegations do not return. So, for example, you're traveling with a minister or a presidential delegation from Ghana to the US, say to attend an event, a UN event, or a conference, or whatever.
They go and they don't come back.
And then some don't come back, which is really strange. And I don't think that we should tolerate this and accept this. So in a sense, over the years, we have also not conducted ourselves very well. We have not come out, squeaky clean when it comes to these visa matters. And that is why President Mahama has been urging, I have also been urging the Ghanaian traveling public that let us respect immigration laws, let us abide by the terms of our visas so that we don't create problems for everybody else. So a few people who will travel out and refuse to come, if you want to stay, there are processes to go through to legitimize your stay to be a permanent resident. But don't just abuse your visa. It creates problems for everybody else. So we will continue with the public education. So in the case of Ghana, this is what happened. Now, when this happened, as foreign minister, I promptly opened negotiations. You'll recall that I immediately flew to the State Department and sought audience with the Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs, Her Excellency Alison Hooker. The Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, asked that we engage her and that she was in charge of this matter. That was her schedule.
Right.
We commenced negotiations immediately. Now, we could have said that this new administration could have said that, look, this is not our doing. We have been told that this is a historical matter over a 10-year period of overstays. And people will probably have thought that we will engage in blame games. We didn't do that. We took responsibility, full responsibility, and on President Mahama's blessings, we decided to open negotiations. Now, let us remember that diplomacy is always about negotiations, always. Countries want things from each other. I want something from you. You also want something from me. So when we gave clear indication that Ghana is ready to negotiate, we will not accept this, because within days, and this happened at such a difficult time, July, when students were preparing for the August-September, the new academic year.
Yeah.
And you know that because of language and the quality of education in the US, Ivy Leagues and all of that, we have a good number of Ghanaians who, continue to study in that country. So students were stranded, parents were worried, businesses were affected. Seafarers, I received petitions from seafarers. It was affecting their jobs. So there was really no way that a foreign minister, a government, a president who cares about their people will just allow this and say that, look, it's not only Ghana, 36 countries, and so let's leave it.
Were these restrictions lifted because of these deportees from the United States that we received in this country?
So I have told you that we initiated talks. We said that, look, we are a responsible government. We will not allow our people to suffer. Yes, you have told us that it's because of visa oversight. You've showed us the data. We will not leave it. We want to negotiate with you. So we want you to engage us. And then they said I could come over to the State Department, which I did. Now, in the course of the negotiations, the Americans said, okay, you want something from us. And I put other things on the table. That is not only the visa waivers. That was, remember that it was around the same time that he had also begun the tariff wars. 15% tariff on Ghana. Some say that we were quite lucky. And then we had AGOA. No clarity on whether AGOA will be extended or not after September. So we put all of these things on the table. Now they said, okay, you have come to us with what you want. You want us to reverse the visa restrictions. You want AGOA extended. You want to look at the 15% tariff. We are also now dealing with immigration challenges. We have all of these people who are in prisons. We are holding them in various ICE facilities. So we want you to help us to deal with this issue. So I immediately consulted with President Mahama. Then there were cabinet discussions on the matter. Then Ghana said that, look, we are not going to accept Venezuelans, Mexicans, and all of this wholesale deportation all over the place. Within our ECOWAS protocols, our sub-regional legal regime, West Africans can travel without visas to West African countries. So we are going to make the case that, look, if you have some West Africans, in any case, we are not happy that our fellow compatriots are in this distress. They are being held up, they are in cages, they are being dumped elsewhere, places that they are not accustomed to, they don't have relatives, they can't integrate. So we will accept only West Africans under the principle of Pan-Africanism and regional solidarity. So that is how we amended, the US request. Because you notice that other countries are accepting people from just anywhere. We said that no, in the spirit of Pan-Africanism, we will accept West Africans, and we will make sure that these West Africans can safely move to their countries of choice.
I need that clarity. And while we're around up, which other countries, in fact, and quite a number of messages, there's a specific question about the countries that Ghana has had agreements or visa waivers with.
Yes, I mean, we are doing very well with, in the same spirit of, firm negotiations, fighting for Ghana. When I got to the ministry, we had overall, since independence, about 32 visa waivers. We've added 10 more. So we're now looking at about 42 visa waivers as a country. So the Kingdom of Morocco is the first one I negotiated. You recall, now Ghanaians can travel to Morocco visa-free, which is really helping our sports fraternity because of the sporting facilities. And Morocco is a very important tourist sporting destination. We've done same for Mozambique, for the Republic of Colombia, for Sao Tome and Principe, the Commonwealth of Dominica, for Serbia, for Algeria, for Angola, and recently on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly for Antigua and Barbuda. And it continues. We are negotiating with many more
countries. People's appeal is for the United States to be added to this list.
Well, now you can travel 5 years, 5 years, multiple visa.
Thank you very much. So, Ablakwa, you were there in the hall when the president made this speech. What was the reaction in the room like when this particular aspect of the speech was made?
No, absolutely. This was a speech that was well received. He had intermittent applause. He was very warmly embraced by world leaders after the speech. He was told that he has really lifted the image of the continent. And let's be honest, if there has been any speech on the world stage in recent times that has restored the image of the black race, that has lifted high the spirit of the African people, and that has brought us renown, inspiration, and really elevated our consciousness and dignity. It is this address by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I'm not surprised that he continues to receive very rare reviews, tremendous acclaim. A lot of analysts, international relation experts, pundits are all asserting in very clear terms that this will go down in history as one of the most consequential, the most seminal UN speeches ever delivered. And we have to really be proud as Ghanaians that President Mahama took to the global stage, went to the United Nations in New York, and did not embarrass us, did not let us down, did not just, make those mundane statements that will not give us the respect, the honor that we deserve. And you have heard many of our fellow Africans say that they could associate with President Mahama's address. And all over, they are commending Ghana, that Ghana stood up for the African people, but also stood up for the cause of justice. Because if you look at all the global issues President Mahama raised, these are issues that many have been hesitant to talk about, have been scared to talk about because of the, if you like, consequences, the rise in, far-right politics.
Absolutely.
And how these nationalist leaders may take it out on you. But he was not afraid to say it as it is. And his famous expression that, look, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, we all know what it is. And on the Palestinian issue, he first and foremost reminded the international community that Ghana has always been on the right side of history, that we recognize the state of Palestine as far back as 1988. We have always been for the two-state solution, that it is totally abominable and detestable, irreprehensible to say that one state should not exist and that you are going to wipe away a whole nation, a whole group of people, human beings, and that the UN's position, the two-state solution, which Ghana as far back as 1988, and we have been consistent, and we are always proud to remind everybody that in this country, we have given full diplomatic accreditation to the state of Israel and to the state of Palestine.
What the Shenema a honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa Akekengo. She didn't pa America forecast or more we Ghana in say all about a America. How I'll be firm restrictions I will do I'll be firm no. She the mass and money in our buy. What Tim say a problem the previous government in so the account will be. Per their data, almost say a year and cra students. Just a mobile or in the name of your baby siade. Sound croffono, some bar percentage wise, no, or more at the percentage be out to say a 15%. Say the number of people are almost siadini or moon coffee, no. So sound croffono, dono, a drew an ebro 15%. Not just a sound minor or mobile moon cano correct. ba ho amasia yesua de wie e be kofi na so omba no mesua de wie omo nkofi no maka ho sa nipa no maboabo ano for the past 10 years ni eno maboabo ano na sa 15% margin no mutwato no sa ankrofo no mesua de wie omo nkofi no omaria kodru 21%. Data ne chese omun me bia sa ankrofo ni nyina tete fi omu titim e bia omu ye adwuma ba bi chese omunim ni nyina ano makodru 21%. Chese ankrofo ake be deport omu no krampo no chese ankrofo ne yeden eka ho bi ano ne 1. 2 yes government officials chese government delegation fan say the John Dramani Mahama call UN make a press statement or no and call for your moody kono for the past years no yes a president and as a minister be bar and go for moody kono or my share will say some year 20 for example year 20 year 20 ni na samba Ghana biom government official microphone bi omom didi akiri no enyom nyina na sa back to Ghana e bi twane bio no wa free mo dwane so data no omun ya bi as microphone nyina tete if you mutim isi adwuma mo ye nyina omunim so these problems no niema oma palia pa nti unya acd ana udru da limit na nom the ban and as a registration at also we drew up on the ban and as a registration at all mon carry more doors are one deporting me because some more baby baby amunam bi omunim yes a piamu nyina bagana bim now the how Kesi abeto mom pese omso omoba ho besia de no anaso omso so omba ho ebiom be adwuma anaso be important in America now the how Kesi de abeto omso because of one selfish interest in it. This is how we in a true John Dramani Mahama ni ono omako negotiate na the thing is negotiation is a would be two tables so no so I consider because Ntim as omo on baby bi no malusi ese nyina no odi bibi ba na me so me di bibi aba na niema om de bai no ene jese yedi eti Okudzeto Ablakwa analysis ni so emfa ho ne be emfa be bia of Reverend Ntim for joining seminars and crofom de achi kikakikan instead of them no be applaud a year this government and foreign affairs minister no mo kikan sem sebi ensem fantan fa no emfa ho be bia no culture say they are acting responsible more acting responsible that and they will make sure say the mess I would do more creating no they will fix it. Now, when we say Ghanaians are discerning, or more better see, and we say, Nema Mokano, more the politics they did instead of you giving out your best, you know, because of politics, in will be a crown to me then. Applaud, you know, me who I was also winning me, when the man yet. I just say, or Kasai, it is our case, you know. That also no UN Mahama statement to make you no send the ACGL some positive impact no and also no mind busting just say one pa and ne countries are more strong more dino nyina ba together after listening to John Dramani Mahama send osikika nsem tasum adwin wom to say obidia or kwana sabi yenyi hu de ekoso no and they are saying say if say previous years no ka yenya president bi eba na ko kasasi ya ebi anka Africa ki eku eni papa ke bedin senka ebi asabre no baby we ki enya improvement kakra a chese enya senketo subscribe na share ma oni aso de nya bintia for once ni menko ebi Akroma.